Hi everyone and welcome back to another lesson from Korean Studio. My name is Kim Gi-hwan. Today we are going to focus on learning to use the word mankeum. Mankeum. And mankeum is what we call a bound noun, and what that means is that it's always used with another word rather than and never on its own. And another common bound noun that we have in Korean is 것, which can mean a thing, object, or certain situation. And 것 is also always used with another noun as well. So what's the basic meaning of mankeum? We use mankeum to refer to an amount that is equivalent to the word used with mankeum. And a common structure that we see mankeum in is a word, mankeum, and then a verb. And we use this structure to say that the action of the verb, or we do the action of the verb, or the action of the verb is done in a way that is equivalent to the amount of the word before mankeum. So let's take a look at some example sentences. Now in a K-drama, a lot of dramas have sort of subplot of romance, or they might just be like a romance. The general genre might be romance. And between couples, they might ask, how much do you love me? How much do you love me? And that question, using mankeum, we could ask, 나 얼마만큼 사랑해? How much do you love me? 나 얼마만큼 사랑해? So here we have 나, meaning I, and then here we have 얼마, which means how much, and then we have 만큼. So 얼마만큼 can loosely be translated to mean how much amount. And then we have the verb 사랑해, which is the casual form of 사랑하다, meaning to love. So altogether, 나 얼마만큼 사랑해? Me, how much amount do you love? How much do you love me? 나 얼마만큼 사랑해? And when we use this question phrase, 얼마만큼, how much amount, and that's a really common question phrase, in speech, we often contract it to 얼만큼, 얼만큼. So particularly in sort of this casual language, it's probably far more common to say 나 얼만큼 사랑해, 나 얼만큼 사랑해, rather than 얼마만큼 사랑해. So contraction is very common with 얼마만큼 to 얼만큼. And then when one person asks that question, the other person might answer by saying, I love you this much. That, maybe not this much, this much. Then that phrase is 이만큼 사랑해. I love you this much. 이만큼 사랑해. Now, the syllable 이 means this. If you know the words this and that, we use the syllables 이 to mean this, 그 to mean that, which is close to the listener, and then 저 to mean that over there, as in something that's far away from both the speaker and the listener. And using these syllables with 만큼 is again very common. So we can say 이만큼, which means this much, 그만큼, which means that much, and then 저만큼 means as much as that over there kind of thing. So 이만큼 사랑해 means I love you this much. And when one person says that, the other person might say 그만큼밖에 안 사랑해. 그만큼밖에 안 사랑해, and that means you only love me that much. 그만큼밖에 안 사랑해. So 그만큼 means that much, and 그 is a syllable we use to refer to something that's close to the listener, and obviously the listener had said, I love you this much, 이만큼 사랑해. And 밖에 is a phrase that means only, and when we use 밖에, the verb is always used in its negative form. So instead of just saying 그만큼밖에 사랑해, we would add the syllable 안 to make the verb into a negative phrase. So it's 그만큼밖에 안 사랑해, and that means you only love me that much. 그만큼밖에 안 사랑해. So that's how we can use the word 밖에. But quite often we use, that's how we use the word 만큼. But quite often we use the word 만큼 with verbs that have been changed into modifiers. And I won't go into the whole way of changing the verbs into modifiers, but basically when you have a verb stem, we can add certain endings to change verbs into modifiers. So for example, with the verb 먹다, if we add 은, 먹은, that is a modifier that refers to something that was done in the past. So let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, there is a burger, and I have a burger, and my friend has a burger, and we have a different burger. And my friend wants to have a taste of my burger. So I said, okay, have a bite of my burger. So he has a bite of my burger. And then he says, and then I say, okay, can I taste your burger? And he says, okay, have a taste of my burger. So I take a bite of the burger, give it back, and then he says, oh, you took a huge bite. You ate so much of my burger. But I want to say, I ate as much as you ate of my burger, right? My bite is the same size as your bite. Now, to say that, I would say, 네가 먹은 만큼 먹었어. 네가 먹은 만큼 먹었어. And that means I ate as much as you ate. And 니 means you. It's a very casual form, and it's used with the subject particle 가. I'm kind of smiling a little bit because I remember making a TikTok video about this phrase 네가, and there's a whole load of comments about that. But obviously, it's just a word. And then we have 먹은, which is the modifier, changed from the verb 먹다, to eat. So 먹은, 네가 먹은 만큼 means as much as the amount that you ate, right? So 네가 먹은 만큼 means as much as the amount that you ate. And then 먹었어 is the past form of 먹다 to indicate that I ate something. Okay, so 네가 먹은 만큼 means as much as you ate. 먹었어, I ate. So altogether, 네가 먹은 만큼 먹었어 means I ate as much as you ate. And using 만큼 with verbs that have been changed into modifiers is very common in Korean. Another use of 만큼 is when we refer to something as the reason or the basis of another thing. And this use of 만큼 is not as common as when we use 만큼 to refer to something being an equivalent amount, but it is still a usage that is relatively common, or common enough that you will hear it now and then. So let me give an example and set the scenario. So let's say, for example, because my family lives all over the world. I live in the UK, most of my family live in Korea, and then we also have family in other parts of the world. So let's say, for example, all my family got together for the first time in a very long time. And I'm very excited that all my family are here together. So I want to say, since the whole family have come together, I'll buy dinner today. Today, the dinner is on me. And to say that, I would say, 가족들이 다 같이 모인 만큼 제가 오늘 쏠게요. 가족들이 다 같이 모인 만큼 제가 오늘 쏠게요. And that means since the whole family have come together, I'll buy dinner today. So 가족들이 simply means the family. 들 is a plural marker. So 가족들, all the family. 다 is another syllable, means also the whole. 같이 means together. And 모인 is a modifier that is made from the verb 모이다, which means to gather, to meet, to come together. And then we have this word 만큼. So that first part of the sentence, 가족들이 다 같이 모인 만큼, means since the whole family have come together, what am I going to do? 제가 오늘 means today, 쏠게요. And that combines the verb 쏘다, which means to buy something for other people. And that basically is the verb we use to say, I'll buy something. Something is on me. And then we have the ending 을게요, which we use to talk about something that I decide to do, something that I use to indicate my intention to do something in the future. So it's similar to will. So the second part, 제가 오늘 쏠게요, means I'll buy dinner today. Or I'll buy today. Dinner is omitted, but its sort of meaning is implied within the context. So in this sentence, we use 만큼 to say that because of this reason of my family getting together, this is what I will do. And that's another way of using 만큼 in Korean. Okay, so that's how we use 만큼, and we mainly use 만큼 to refer to something as being an equivalent amount to something that I do or something that is done. But we can also use it to say that something is the basis, something is the cause or the reason for another thing. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that you now have a better understanding of how to use 만큼. See you next time. Bye-bye.